Good morning, world. This is Dr. Rico Short, the root canal specialist to the stars, the grace life teacher, the inspirational motivator for you on this wonderful Wednesday. Now let's get to the root of your problem. Today, I want to talk to you guys about getting hooked by hunger. Getting hooked by hunger. You say, Dr. Short, what do you mean? Getting hooked by hunger? Because we always, when we're hungry, it's easy to get hooked by something. And I'm going to tell you my personal experience. I tried this diet plan, right? And man, if I miss a meal, I get so hungry. And then I end up compromising. I eat that honey bun that I put way back in the pantry where I said, you know what, I'm going to put this back here because I don't really want to throw it away because I may want it. And then I eat it and that throws me off. And I got hooked by hunger. You say, well, Dr. Short, well, I'm not talking about a honey bun. I'm not talking about food. But what about your situation? What about your relationship? Have you ever been in a long-term relationship and it just got messed up? Your spouse left you. Your boyfriend or girlfriend dumped you for somebody else. And now you're hungry for another relationship. And you get into that relationship without having an opportunity to sit back, reevaluate, adjust and digest your previous relationship, and then you jump back into the same thing. You jump back into the abusive relationship. You say, well, Dr. Short, well, they're not physically abusive, but are they emotional? Are they manipulative? Oh man, I'm out here now. Hooked by hunger. What about following the Instagram? You follow on the gram and somebody else get a car and you say, man, I deserve a car. Now, there's nothing wrong with your car, and then you mess around and you buy this nice car, you get it all kind of debt, and instead of you having enough money to put in your 401k account, instead of having enough money to bless somebody else, now you don't have anything. And now you don't have anything, it's because now all your money is going to these bills. That's called hooked by hunger. What about you following my cases? Oh, Dr. Short, I want to be like him. I want to do root canals like him, but you don't understand that it took me over 20 years to be able to do a molar root canal in under an hour in excellence. It didn't happen overnight. And it's been a lot of, a toil and a lot of learning and a lot of relearning. But yet you want to get quick book on how to do these things overnight. You want to go to a boot camp, so to speak, overnight and learn how to do these things. And that's called getting hooked by hunger. And I always say, man, God is more interested in processing you than getting you to the final destination. That goes with anything. That goes with your business. That goes with your marriage. That goes with, any goal that you've set. Think about it. How many of you guys know how to fish out there? Most of you guys out there, I'm pretty sure, know how to fish. And you've done everything right. You got your tackle box ready. You got all your baits. And then you put your bait out there. You throw, you cast your reel. You're like, man, I know these fish are out here, but they're not biting. You know why the fish aren't biting? It's because they're already full. Someone came and stocked the lake with food before you got there. And you're thinking, it's something wrong with me. You're thinking that maybe it's because of the way I look. Maybe it's because the way I dress. Maybe it's because of my attitude. Maybe this, maybe... No. The atmosphere was already changed before you got there. So it's nothing wrong with your bait. It's not wrong with your hook. But the fish were already full. That's why they're not biting. Which is going to take me into my next point. Is if you're already full with what God has blessed you with, you won't be trying to gain attention on social media. There's nothing wrong with advertising on social media. There's nothing wrong with showing people what you have and displaying your talent. I'm not saying that. But when you're trying to be on social media, trying to get more likes and get more followers and paying for this. Some of you guys out there are paying for services to get you more followers. I call that social media prostitution. Oh man, I know I'm in somebody's Kool-Aid. And I think I know the flavor. It's strawberry today. It's strawberry. You don't have to do that, man. You don't have to do that. Some of you guys are out there just hungry for attention, man. And when you get it, it's going to be like crack. It's going to be like a drug. You want more attention. Oh, I got 100,000 followers. Well, somebody got 500,000. I got to figure out how to get more followers. And you get on the proverbial treadmill of life, but you stand in the same position, just like a treadmill. So today, I just want to encourage you, man, be satisfied of where God has you and believe that God is going to take you further. Again, I'm not saying not to stretch, learn, and grow. We should stretch, learn, and grow. We should learn new things. I'm in the field of dentistry, and I should want to know what's going on in my field of dentistry so I can try new things. But I don't have to be like everybody else. Just because somebody else just bought a piece of equipment and they say this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, it might be for them, but it may not be for me. It may not even fit my practice philosophy. But you get so nervous because of competition. Oh, if everybody else got this, I got to get this. And you mess up the plan that God has for you. And some of you guys right now in a situation where you've been in a building right now and you're able to take care of your pay your rent, everything is good or whatever, but somebody else has got a new building. And now you say, oh man, it's time for me to get a new building. And then you step out there without consulting God, without consulting your consultants, and you get in a whole bunch of debt, and now you're wishing that you would have never did it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep after expenses. I know people that have offices that make $2 and $3 and $4 and $5 million a year, but their expenses are 90%. So their overhead is so high, man, they're making less money than somebody who would make $200,000 a year. It's the law of mathematics. But because you're so hungry, you get hooked into what somebody else got or what somebody else is doing, and then you want what they have. I know I'm talking to somebody out there. Or maybe I'm just talking to myself. But I just want to encourage you, man. Don't get hooked by hunger. I mean, you look through the Bible where Esau sold his birthright to Jacob because he... And the birthright was so precious. The birthright is the point where the father blesses the oldest son with the greatest blessing. But guess what? He was hungry. He got hooked by hunger and traded it in. It's like you trading in your inheritance, man, for a Mercedes. It's kind of like, the prodigal son trading in everything he had for wild party living, and then he got out there and realized, man, it's not like that for real. It may look like that on the gram, but in real life, man, it's not that fun. Being high, being drunk all the time, or going to the club and all that, man, that stuff gets old, man. Holy Spirit, you got to help me because I'm out here. How do I know? Because I was doing all that kind of stuff. And by the grace of God, man, he pulled me out of that mess. So I can have the life that he intended me to have, so I can be married to my beautiful, lovely wife, so I can have beautiful children, so I can have a practice of excellence, so I can live in a nice neighborhood and influence other people that's trying to find their way. And I refuse to get hooked by hunger. I refuse to allow what society say I should be or what I shouldn't be, man. I'm just going to trust Jesus and his finished work. Because I know he cares for me. And I know he wants the best for me. In fact, Ephesians 3:20 says he wants more than me than I even want for myself. Exceedingly abundantly more than I can ever ask, think, or imagine. And I don't want to do anything to intentionally mess that up. So today, on this wonderful Wednesday, I just want to encourage you, man, not to get hooked by hunger. Don't let what somebody else has or what somebody else is doing to take you off the track that God has given you. You say, well, it's taken me 5 years and I still haven't opened that business, or I still haven't seen that breakthrough. That's okay. Man, do you know David was anointed king as a young boy? I mean, the oil flowed and they say he was going to be the next king. Do you know it took him 14 years for that to happen? Same thing with Joseph. Joseph had that dream. And Joseph, had the dream that his brothers was going to bow down to him and the parents and all that kind of stuff. And he told that dream. They thought he was crazy. It took Joseph 17 years to become what God called him to be. And it wasn't easy. Joseph went, listen to me, from the pit to the palace, and he thought it was all good. He made it. But from the palace, because he got accused of doing something he didn't do, he went to prison. And the Bible talks about that, man. Joseph might have been in prison for about 7 years or more. But he had favor in the prison. He had favor in the prison. And if God's favor on you, it doesn't matter where you find yourself, whether you're on the mountaintop, in the valley, right now, his favor's on you. He had favor with the jailer. And then he went to the penthouse. He was second in command of all of Egypt. And he was able to use his influence to save his people. He didn't get hooked by hunger. He just trusted God. And that's what I want to tell you today. No matter what somebody else is doing, don't get caught up in that. Trust God that he has something great for you, man. He has something in store for you that's wonderful, that's beautiful. You just got to trust him and walk it out. He may be saying, well, Dr. Short, you don't know what they did to me. Dr. Short, I've had all these bad things that happen to me. Let me tell you something, man. All things work together for good to those who are called by God and who loves him. So all these bad things, you just got to learn how to reframe them. You know what? They walked out on me. Well, you know what? That means God has something better. Well, you know what? They laid me off of my job. Well, God must have my own business is getting ready. He's getting ready to birth my own business. Well, I had this sickness that came on me. Well, you know what? God is going to perfect everything that concerns me. This sickness is just a minor setback for a major setup. And that's how you have to think, man, because all the battles, man, that you face in life is going to come in your mind. All the battles you face is going to come in your mind. So you have to make sure that you don't get hooked by hunger. So if you're on that diet right now, that's why most diets fail, because they tell you, don't let yourself get hungry. You want to continue to graze and eat on good things. Because if you don't let yourself get hungry, and then you have a higher chance to stay stable. Your blood sugar stays stable. And I'm talking to myself right now. I can't let myself get hungry, and I can't let myself get overstressed and overworked. Hope y'all got something out of that today, man. Love you. I'm praying for you. And right now, I just want to pray real quick. Lord, in the name of Jesus, those that can hear me and see me right now, Lord, I pray they don't get hooked on hunger. I pray they don't get hooked on what somebody else is doing, what somebody else have. Lord, let them know that you have a plan for them. You have your name written on all their blessings. Can't nobody take it from them. Lord, you are going to open doors that no man can open. You're going to shut doors that no other person can shut, Lord, because you love us and you want the best for our lives so we can be a blessing to other people. All right. Love y'all. Grace life. Peace.